want a second look.
Yeah, there's something about this one, isn't there? Familiar somehow.
We think we're stuck in a specific fragment in time, and we've been repeating that same fragment over and over again.
But the flirting's over, Sherlock. Daddy's had enough now.
Hello, welcome to You've Seen It Before, TV Reviews, Connections of Mind. Loki Season 2 has now dropped all their episodes on Disney+. You can find all 6 episodes on there. And this has Eric Martin as the head writer for this season, and once again stars Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who, after the events of Season 1, finds himself trying to figure out how to save the TVA in the aftermath of Sylvie killing He Who Remains, and the ramifications throughout the timeline, both for the TVA and the multiverse and himself. Now, this review will contain spoilers of Loki Season 2, as well as certain other things. I'll be doing my spoiler-free thoughts first and foremost, but just so you know, there will be some spoilers later on in this review. So, let's start off with some spoiler-free thoughts on Loki Season 2. Is it a good season of television? Is it a good Marvel television? Is it a good follow-up from Season 1? I would say yes. If you are a fan of Season 1, this picks up, again, right where they left off with Season 2, probably because they were written around the same time. And yes, it does continue the story of Loki, his transition from the villain of the MCU to a redeemed person. That arc continues in this season, and get more of what we liked from Season 1, namely the bromance between Loki and Owen Wilson as Mobius. We get some new characters as well, such as Ki Kwan as Ouroboros, who is the tech guy. He wrote the TVA manual in there, so that is that. And we get more explanation as to what where the TVA come from, what are the implications of killing He Who Remains, and that. And, there's some clever things going on with, Ouroboros, time repeating itself, we end up where you started, this sort of things. All these themes are explored in this season, and it does keep you engaged throughout the whole thing, and that's what I like about this. There's some good writing associated with this, and they also, this is where the benefit of having a, more than movie length, but also shorter than, full episodes of, like a Netflix style season of things go, where you have 6 episodes. You have that enough time where it's still broken up into individual episodes, but you have enough time for each of these characters to breathe, and we get development along those lines. You get developments into Mobius. We find out more about him. That's a great development here. And Ki Kwan's Ouroboros, or Obi as they call him, he's a fun character to dive into as well. And, just little touches as well. I love the fact that, a lot of the action in TVA is in the basements, where the temporal loom, where, the timelines are constructed or whatever is. And I love the little touch where, and keeping with, like, the retro theme of the TVA, you have all the antiquated technology or whatever. In the basement, there's an automat, off the side or whatever, that has nothing but pies. And it's a room where, they're gonna, go in this room, have a pie, and, have a scene or two just discussing the moral ramifications of what we're about to do. What are the implications of, free will versus fate or whatever. And these are the kind of things that, they're heavy topics, but because you're in a Marvel property, you can still tackle these subjects and not lose the sense of, I won't say sense of fun, but also, sense of lightness, sense of purpose, and sense of comic bookiness of it all, where, you're using this veil of a comic property as a lens through to dive into these topics. And that's what I like about it. That's what it plays into those strengths. And I think that's where the strength of this season is. And so I very much applaud that. If this season falls down in any way, I will say, again, without giving spoilers just yet, the ending is a little... It left me feeling going, okay, that's how we're ending it? All right, let's, you do you on that front. So there's that. There's some things where, characters are brought up and maybe they didn't get the send-off that I wish they had, or, their end-offs, their endings weren't quite as satisfying as they should have been, I guess. Again, not going into any spoilers right now, but yeah, I don't know. There's, it feels like this season has kind of two halves, and the second half kind of abandons most everything of the first half, or maybe it's the last third. It's really the last two episodes where these things start to kind of unravel, or these last two episodes are kind of insufferable, rather, and then they kind of abandon what's going on in the previous four, if that makes sense. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, those are relatively minor nitpicks. I'd say, because this is a pretty good season of television. I will say, again, the ending, not sure if that lands quite the best for me, but then again, it's an ending that doesn't ruin the rest of the season, because there are endings like, with a mystery or whatever. If there's a season-long mystery or whatever, if it was building up the mystery, the conclusion could be so bad that, it retroactively ruins the entire season. This is not that, I feel. So that is a thing in this season's favor. So if I was going to give Loki Season 2 a letter grade, I would say this is a solid A. Like I said, those minor nitpicks keep it from being an A+ for me, but yeah, this is an A for me. Definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Definitely rewatch Season 1 first, though, because they do the poll previously on in the first episode, but you probably want to see the rest of the entirety of the first season first before you start Season 2. So those are my spoiler-free thoughts on Loki Season 2. Now let's get into some spoiler talk as to certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. It's a lighter one. It mainly only focuses on the last episode. Again, dealing with time. There's some obvious things going on with here, and again, you've seen these things before. When they pull out the model of the temporal loom and the platform, whatever, and Obi has his lines like, "Oh, my model, it's only got one coat of paint on it. It's not perfect yet." It's like, how can we not think of Doc Brown and Back to the Future? He's like, "Oh, please excuse the crudeness of this model. It's not to scale and it hasn't been painted yet." Obviously that's a pretty obvious wink to the audience there, but that's a fun little callback. And of course, by the end of the final episode, you've got Loki taking centuries to learn a skill to beat to get the compensator or whatever into the time loom fast enough before the radiation spaghettis Victor Timely there. You can go back, go to Groundhog Day, go to Edge of Tomorrow, those time loop stories as well. So there's those tropes there's being seen here. But again, that's why I focus on you've seen it before. It's not that these tropes, again, there's nothing new under the sun. We've seen these tropes before. It's how they use these tropes in the story. And it's like you pulling the tools out of the chest in order to build your work of art. And if you use them well, it's okay. It's okay to repeat these things if they're done well. And I think that these are instances where those tropes are done well. But like I said, the ending where Loki is basically, I mean, I know it's the, the image they're going for is, Yggdrasil or whatever, the tree of fate or whatever. I mean, is he literally Yggdrasil, the heart of Yggdrasil, or is that just, a visual callback? That's where I was like, so that's, I mean, Tom Hiddleston's gone on record, this is the end of, 14 years of work in the MCU. It's like, okay, so if this is how he's going to end it, I mean, yeah, I guess that's closure for the character, but man, what a way to end a character. That's a bummer. I mean, are we supposed to be happy for him? Or are we supposed to be sad for him? I don't know how to feel on that front. And I guess that's probably the point, but like I said, your results may vary. What did you think of Loki Season 2? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What about my analysis? Do you agree, disagree? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to look for my next movie review, which will be for The Marvels. That should be up on my channel right around the same time as this is. As well as my next TV review, which it won't be finished until the early part of 2024, but the Season 2 of Marvel's What If should be starting on Christmas. So look for a review of that coming soon. And if you like this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, but just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.